Now, from the day that you announced that Mr. Carron was going to go into Comyn, you must have had Plan B ready, because this was something that was always likely to happen. I mean, you probably knew at some point it was going to happen, surely.
When I set up council, and in fact when I was first elected as Chief Minister, I made it very clear, because of the urgency of the times, because of the very serious challenges facing the Isle of Man, it was my intention to try and bring together as many political viewpoints as possible within Tynwald and have them represented around the table. Liberal Vannin obviously represent a viewpoint across the island, and I was very keen to have Mr. Carron work as a member of that team. There was an olive branch reached out to all the warring factions, if you like, from the previous 5 years, with the intent of drawing a line under the past and working together for the future. I had hoped, and indeed Mr. Carron, as I say, has grown into the job. I hoped that he would do that. I worked with Mr. Carron for nearly 30 years. I know how he functions. I know where his heart is. And I felt he would bring an extra dimension into council. There was always a risk. There's always a risk where party politics are concerned, and Mr. Carron obviously had the dilemma between deciding to work for the greater good of the island through the Council of Ministers, or listen to his executive in the party, and the party won, unfortunately, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Still, one of the most talked of videos that I did was when I did Peter Carron on the original changes on the education front and closing this and stopping the preschool. And people were aghast. They just couldn't believe these words were coming out of his mouth. They thought, what's happened here? Now, you did a good job, obviously, bring him in. Do you think now the opposite is going to happen? He's going to go back to the old ways?
Well, that's very much for Mr. Carron. I very much hope not. Again, I do not believe we can afford the distraction and the dissension that we had over the last 5 years. I've absolutely no problem at all with scrutiny of government policies, but the fruitless noises off that we've had to endure for the last 5 years did no one any good, frankly, and certainly didn't enhance the reputation of government in the process. I very much hope that that will not be the case for the future. Mr. Carron has assured me that he wants to continue to work with government, even though currently he's outside of the Council of Ministers, and I hope that will be his approach.
And he was still calling it the Government of National Unity the other day, a title and description you've since walked away from a long time ago.
Yes, it's been dubbed the Government of National Unity, and I know I did use it, I think, in a throwaway line at the very early days. Perhaps it's a phrase I regret using now, but it's to convey what I hope has been recognised as necessity, that we have to develop a genuine consensus of views, that we bring together all views, all political strands, all sections of the community, and consider all their views as we move forward with government policy. It will be a difficult few years. I still hope we can maintain that concept of coalition, but we may have to deliver it in a slightly different way to what I was anticipating.
Finally, your gene pool is pretty small to find another minister from. I go back to this, you must have had your plan B somewhere in one of your drawers for this eventuality.
There's always thoughts for what alternatives might be. For the moment, Mr. Tier, the Treasury Minister, who was a former Education Minister, is taking over the reins just for the next few days. That's entirely because I'm off the island. It's a British-Irish Council now for the next few days, and I will not have time to talk to anyone or address the problem. He is there for a few days. I will be making a decision next week. We still have some talented people left in Tynwald, albeit with different degrees of experience, and I will be reviewing the situation next week and we'll see what happens.
And is Peter Carron out for good, or like Zach Hall, will they reappear at some point?
I again said at the outset that the opportunity for all members, regardless of their viewpoints, to participate in government is there. The door is open for everyone who wants to work with us. I'm pleased to say that initially, at least, everybody decided to work with government. They wanted a role in government departments or statutory boards. I was able to accommodate them. The offer still will be there. I'm not closing the door on anyone. I hope we will be finding other ways to work with these various members in the time ahead.